Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. This is Brian with We Inspect. I just wanted to put this short video out today, and the topic that I wanted to talk about was really three of the biggest oversights that we see when it comes to mold investigations and remediation. And they all actually really stem from one major issue, and that issue is that we're only focusing on the source area of wherever the mold contamination may be. Contaminations and mold will originate somewhere, but that doesn't mean that the residual impact from those areas stay within wherever the source is. So let's say, for example, there is mold behind a wall. The mold isn't just going to stay behind the wall. It's going to release spores. It's going to release fragments that break off of that structure and actually move into the occupied living spaces. And by only focusing on the source area where the mold might have been discovered, you're doing yourself a big disservice, because there could be other cross-contamination issues that have happened, and without identifying them, you could basically be re-exposing yourself to that even after the remediation is done. And that really is the second piece of this equation, is understanding if there's been a cross-contamination from sources that have impacted the occupied living spaces. So have spores, fragments, toxins come off of those growth structures and actually work their way into the living spaces where you walk around and sleep every day, and settled on surfaces and impacted your belongings or contents. So there is actually testing that can be done to identify that, and that is such a huge important piece of this entire equation that a lot of times gets overlooked. If we aren't able to validate and understand the impact that a source may have had within the occupied living spaces, then we're not able to create a remediation strategy that can actually remedy that. And what will happen is, when you come back into the home, you may start feeling, not great again, but you're going to think that you've addressed all of the mold problems because you remediated the walls and the cabinets and any other source areas where mold was detected. And in your mind, you're going to think mold is no longer an issue, and that's going to take you down a path that could really dislodge you for months or even years, because you think that there's not a mold issue in your home anymore. And the contrary, there may still be a residual impact from those sources that are impacting you. And the third area of this equation is also the heating and air conditioning system. And just like the occupied living spaces, the heating and air conditioning system can be impacted from sources that are within the home. So if you think about what a heating and air conditioning system is, it's basically functioning like a giant vacuum cleaner, in the sense that it's pulling a lot of air in from your home, from the return vents that are located in different areas of your home. It's heating or cooling it, and then it's redistributing it through all the supply vents. So if that system has become impacted, then it can continuously spread contaminants throughout the house for really long times whenever you're running the system. So as part of the remediation plan, if we have not done an investigation and testing on the heating and air conditioning system, and have not appropriately addressed it as part of the remediation plan, if it is impacted, then again, when you come back into the house after you think all of your remediation is complete and your home should be cleaned, you'll actually be re-exposing yourself to some more problems. So if you're working with other consultants and you're interested in having people come in and take a look, and you think you might have some sort of mold exposure, make sure that they are looking at these other areas as well, because you don't want to do yourself a disservice by missing those. You're going to continue to feel probably not the best, and you're not really going to know why. So that's all we got for you today. We'll shoot out some more of these as we go, but hopefully you're having a good week, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.